Hi everyone, my name's Helen Knight, and today we're going to be interviewing one of my amazing clients, Andy Gray, who's a design consultant for food and beverage shops, and he creates amazing spaces for them to grow their revenue. And we're going to be talking to him today, asking him lots of questions about the program, how he got on, so he can give us his honest feedback. So Andy, do you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Hi guys, I'll do the obligatory Zoom wave. So my name's Andy Gray, so I'm the founder and creative director of Gray Creative. Fairly new company. I've only been going a couple of years now, but I've worked in the industry within design and build companies for the last 15 years. So it was then to take that big step to go out on my own.
Okay, fantastic. So how did you feel before the program? Before we met, do you want to just tell everyone what the situation was, what was going on in the business?
Yeah, of course. Like a lot of designers, when COVID hit, I got laid off. But essentially, that gave me the chance to think, right, okay, how do I want to shape my career? And I knew I had the experience doing what I was doing. So if ever was the right time to actually push myself and launch my own company, now is the time. So we launched Gray Creative. I guess the initial thing with anyone when you're starting a new business is, yeah, I need to get some clients and I need to get some money coming in, because ultimately I love what I do, which is great. That's what you're going to have from a job. But I've also got a mortgage to pay and a family to feed. So you instantly have that bit of pressure to make sure you're earning money and you're getting clients in. So that was probably the biggest fear factor when you start up. But luckily I am well past that now. With the help of Helen, things have been going great.
Fantastic. I'm sure your wife could feel the pressure as well. How did it affect everything? Like, was it just feeling really stressed, or how was it affecting the family at the time?
Yeah, I think it's difficult. Like, anyway, I think even if when I think it's difficult starting your own business, full stop, even if you're doing it completely on your own terms, rather than having that stop point where suddenly you've got to get your stuff together and sort it. So yeah, it was a stressful time, but out of tough situations, great things are born. So
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So spot on with that, because obviously I see that a lot, and it's so true. So what happened when you joined the program? Do you want to just share, for some people that have never had coaching or worked with anyone to achieve their goals, what was it like when we first started?
yeah, cool. So saying I'm probably like most people, when you start off on your own, it's okay. I've got to do everything myself. I can't spend any money or very minimal money to actually get myself going. But it doesn't take long to realize, okay, I can do A, B, and C because I've been doing them in my job. But now I'm doing my own business. Actually, I don't know about business development. I don't know about using social media to help my business grow. I've just used it posting family photos.
Yeah.
So it's all that stuff, which suddenly, when you're starting off on your own, it's like, yeah, okay, I don't know what I'm doing here. So like most people, I did the scattergun effect. It is just put stuff out there, anything, just to put something out on social media and try and get contacts, but fully aware that, okay, there's no strategy behind this, there's no targeting, there's no thinking, it's just putting stuff out there and hope, which you soon realize isn't the way to go, because you've got a very slim chance of actually pulling in clients from that. So that's where I saw Helen's post about the coaching. And again, like a lot of people, I'd not had any coaching before. What I'd learned had been while I've been on the job, learning from other people. But obviously that was as a designer. So you pick up bits of business learning on the way, but I've never really had any specific design business or business and sales strategy. And that is ultimately the biggest part of growing a business I needed. So that's where I bit the bullet and signed up with Helen, which has been brilliant.
Yeah, fantastic. So what were the key things? What would you say, like the main things that you got out of the program? Yeah, the key things that were, I guess, the biggest value that you got from it.
Yeah, biggest value is understanding, because effectively what I've learned is, well, it's helped me effectively formulate a business plan and a business strategy for how I attract my ideal clients.
Mm-hmm.
Again, start with, it's like, okay, I'm a designer, so I'll work with anyone who wants something designed. And then you realize that is so humongous. Whatever you're putting out there is not going to be targeted, and you're fighting against everyone else. So one of the first things I did with Helen was actually, right, okay, what are the bits I'm really skilled at and what are the bits I enjoy, which is working with largely food and beverage stores and retailers and helping them basically create amazing spaces. That's kind of our strap line.
Yeah.
And so it's actually been understanding who they are, who I need to contact, what they're looking for, what their pains are, what their problems are, and then targeting what I'm putting out there to align with that, which just instantly makes it easy to have those conversations with the right people to actually start conversations. And if they're then in a situation that they do need help, I'm already talking with them, and so it comes naturally. And I had no idea about how to do any of that, or even that was a thing before starting the program. So that's a big learning advantage.
Amazing. And how did you feel when you realized, like, you'd applied everything that you'd learned, you realized really what you could do with all this? You know, when you had that kind of, most people have that realization, that kind of light bulb moment when it all kind of comes together and like, oh, wow.
Yeah, it's I think it's relief, actually, which sounds slightly odd, but when you don't know what you're doing, and we all go through life, there's a lot of stuff we don't know. So doing stuff which you don't really know why you're doing it or don't know what to do is not comfortable. So there's a percentage of people who are very comfortable doing stuff they have very little knowledge of, but most people like me are only really confident about something when they understand it and they know why they're doing it. And that's the biggest change. I'm now confident doing this side of the business, the actual business growth and talking with potential clients and having those discussions. I know why I'm doing it. I feel confident doing it. And ultimately that comes across, and that's why I'm getting the growth from that side.
Amazing. So what did you like the best about the whole thing? Like, all the whole time we've been working together, what do you think is like the thing that you really enjoyed the most, or you thought was the best part of the program?
Yeah, I think the best part of the program is that it feels like teamwork, working with Helen. It's not just, okay, here's your worksheet, this is what you need to do, go away and do it. It's here's the program we're going to run through, these are the points we're going to work through. You've got to do some homework, so it's a bit like being back at school again, making sure I get my bits done. But then when we have our catch-up session, we'll talk through all that, and if there's anything I'm not quite sure on or need to understand why, and as well as that helping with the understanding, it helps me really target it down for my niche clients and what I need to be saying, because there's a lot of general stuff which works generally, but you've always then got to target it so it sounds like me. And it's talking to the people I want to be talking to, which it will be slightly different for everyone. So it's not a magic formula of X, Y, and Z. You've got to take the sort of theory behind it and then put it to what suits you, which you can only do by talking through with someone who knows what they're doing. And that's what Helen helps with. So
Amazing, thank you. That's great. So at this point in the interview, I normally ask just for people to help me out a little bit about helping people realize that, you know, they don't have to have a massive following when they first start. Like, they don't need to do any paid adverts. You're not going to be spamming people or just like copy and pasting things and
yeah,
yeah.
everyone. I don't know many people who enjoy getting those sales emails, which you can just tell it's just been spammed you. And
Mm,
that's one of the key things about the program is, yes, it's to generate sales, but it's targeting the right people. So understanding where you're targeting and why you're targeting,
mm,
and then really narrowing down and niching on what you do and the people you're doing it for. So you're not just sending mass mails out to your entire mailbox. You are doing a lot less, but you're really targeting it on the people who actually can help, because it's pretty pointless just sending out mass emails to everyone where you've got a tiny hit rate. You're much better to
mm.
put your efforts into focusing on the detail for the kind of clients and how you need to be speaking with them. And that's kind of what the program is about. It's really helping you understand that, which I didn't understand before, and then helping you achieve that.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, and it's so key. Like, most people don't realize that. They just feel like they've got to do tons of like sending stuff out. Like, they just think that's, you've got to work really hard and do loads of that, and honestly you don't. Like, so many people that have said to me, oh, it's just a numbers game. I've heard that so many times.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not a numbers
working. It's about working smarter. It's
game.
about really making sure what you do is authentic, and
Mm,
there's a meaning, and there's something behind it more than just sales. Because I love what I do, and I want to help people, and I want to help the right people, because there's no point just sending out to people who are wrong, because it's just going to annoy them and it's not going to generate any work from it.
yeah, perfect. Yeah, well done. Well said. So once you understood the foundations and how to get the right clients coming through the business, how did you feel? Like, yeah, like once you start to realize all of that, how did you feel? And do you feel now that you can literally gain clients anytime you want? You know, do you feel like you're in full control now?
Yeah, and control is probably the right word.
Mhm.
It's having gone from completely relying on what comes to me to actually now work targeting and focusing what I do. So I'm either talking to the right people, or the right people in the right industry are approaching me.
Yeah,
Um, and that's what generating future business is about. It's about being in those conversations with the right people,
yeah.
not just putting my head in the sand and hoping the right people find me, because it's just not, that's just not going to happen. You've got to know what you're doing and to be in those conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what would you recommend? Like, obviously, I talk to a lot of people every day. So, what would you recommend to people that are thinking of doing this, or maybe something similar? You know, what do you think? Yeah, would you
Yeah,
recommend it? What
I
would you say to them?
I'd obviously definitely recommend Helen. I think the key is it's understanding what you need to do as a business, what actually you're trying to achieve. So that's the first question you've got to ask yourself:
Mm,
what are you trying to achieve? And there'll be a percentage of people who already know what they're going to achieve and already have the skills from their past business experience, and they'll do it. But that is a very small percentage. Most people like me are skilled in an area. So for me, it's design and interiors. But in terms of business and sales and social media and everything which you need to run your own business, which was completely new for me,
yeah.
um, you know, you can't just do that on your own. Or if you do it on your own, your chance of success is very slim. So it's the best decision I've made in my fledgling uh, career as director of Grey Create, is actually understanding actually I know roughly what I want to do, but I don't have the skills yet to do it. Whereas now I feel so comfortable doing all those elements, and we're already having conversations with the right people. So I'm confident as a business. I'm building my pipeline for future work, which would have just been guesswork before.
Yeah, amazing. Well done. Thank you so much. That's really exciting to hear. And it's great that you can share that with people, because yeah, sometimes it's hard for people to understand from an outside perspective. So thank you very much.
No worries. Yeah, it's important. To me, it's all been about getting an understanding, because unless you know why, unless you understand what you want to do, why you want to do it, you can't do it. And that's the crux of this course, is actually developing that understanding and then getting the tools for how you can actually do that.
Yeah, that's it. Improving skills and refining them along the way. Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. That's great. Thank you, Andy.